All right, so we're here with Chris Kazmarczyk of a bunch of different businesses downtown. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Chris Kazmarczyk. Most of you might know me as Kaz. Worked downtown since 2004. Own the Colonial and a couple other businesses in the area. And my good friend Dylan Markowitz here wanted to ask a few questions.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing is just doing a study of the downtown Binghamton area and the student effect of that. So how long have you lived in Binghamton?
I pretty much lived in Binghamton my whole life. I grew up about 20 to 30 minutes away from here. Moved away for a short time and came back. Started going to school at Broome and ended up working at the Rathskeller, which has led me to this point.
Very cool. So, compared to the past, let's start with prior to student development downtown. What did you feel that the biggest problems were in downtown Binghamton?
Well, my father owned a business in downtown Binghamton when I was a young kid, and I remember a lot of people walking around downtown Binghamton. Not everything was run down. There's just people everywhere. Business was going well, but industry started moving away and stuff like that, and along with the people started moving away, and the city started to deteriorate. So.
And have you seen a change over the last few years with the introduction of the incubator downtown and just other investments from the New York State government and Binghamton University as a whole?
Yeah, definitely downtown has gotten a lot better, a lot cleaner, more developed. Actually, the building we're in right now, this was just a couple of old crappy buildings up until 2008 when they rebuilt it. With all the students moving downtown, the city and the university has really tried to clean up stuff and make it more friendly to the money coming in, the students coming in. So yeah, definitely has helped students moving downtown.
So, would you consider there to still be crime problems in downtown Binghamton? Do you think there's still room for growth? Where do you think we stand currently?
Yeah, there's definitely crime. I mean, it's a medium-sized city, so there's going to be crime everywhere. But I feel like most of the crime is in a certain area of the town and not really, on every street corner and block. Luckily, the areas that the students are in, more often than not, minor things, somebody kicks in a door or something and whatever, but it's not like, people really getting hurt too bad.
Okay. Now, what kind of positives and negatives do you think? We'll start with positives, I guess, of the impact that the students have had and the university have had. I know you spoke a lot about the investment coming in, but is there anything else really that you think is really a strong positive in terms of student investment?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of students that, for instance, three of my business partners, they came from Queens and Staten Island. They ended up staying here, and now we've opened multiple businesses together. Students may move here and enjoy the area, decide to stick around and have something to contribute to the community. So that's a big positive, I think. I have multiple friends that have moved here from the city or city area just to open their businesses up here. So, and they seem to be doing pretty well.
Great. So, do you have any perceived negatives about the student impact in downtown Binghamton?
I hear a lot of the negatives because I'm from the area. The negatives are, kind of like, I guess I don't really know the right word for it, but it's like an old school train of thought. Like, oh, the students, I'm not going to do this because the students are. Our restaurants, for example, we get, we see on our social media posts like, oh, I'm not going to go there until the students are out of town. They think that the students run the town, whatever. Which it is what it is. It's the biggest industry in this area, so you have to cater to where you're going to make money if you're going to run a successful business. We also, we don't try and steer away. We actually try and encourage the locals to come down more now and to experience what it's like with all the students living down there. I think they have a negative train of thought on students, but it's just because they haven't been acclimated to it yet, haven't experienced, the combination of students and local people together.
So, I know you said that you've been a lifelong resident, basically, of here. So, with everything that's happened, regardless of that, really, do you have an attachment on a scale of like 1 to 10? What would you say your attachment to Binghamton is?
My attachment to Binghamton, my family's from here. I grew up here, but I lived in Orlando for a short while. My mom still lives there, so I could see myself moving away at some point. You know, not in the near future because I own my businesses here, but when I'm ready to move on from that, then I'm okay with moving. I like it here. I like that it's kind of a small town thing. It's not dangerous, I don't think. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with it for now.
Great. And just a question I had. I mean, you obviously your business partners have a trajectory for your business. Where do you see yourself and your investment in the community going towards as more and more students come into this area, and as more money is pumped in from the university, from the New York State government with their $500 million investment in the Southern Tier? Where do you see yourself and your businesses going?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely room for expansion. There's tons of new bars and restaurants opening up. Supposedly, there's a number, something like 10% of the students will come out downtown to the restaurants and bars. If there's 20,000 students in the school, I think that's undergrad. You know, that we're talking 2,000 people. We're missing out on 18,000 people that could be potentially coming out to our businesses. You know, and that's just undergrad, I believe, right? I think that's the number. So I mean,
around 15.
as the grad school opens up and the nursing school and all that in Johnson City, we're going to see even more and more. And those people are going to be more willing to come out and try new bars and restaurants, which is lucky for me. That's the industry that I'm in. So
Great. Yeah, so I guess we're good to go there. That was really great. Thank you for coming out and having us.
can I do a shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dos Rios, new Mexican restaurant, coming May of this year,
Right on Court Street.
right on Court Street, right next to Colonial. You got to check it out.
Thanks, guys.